everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Sharon, and this is a channel that is dedicated to all things related to narcissism. I make videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on all types of topics related to narcissism, so if you haven't already, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any videos. I would really appreciate it if you gave the video a thumbs up. It's a free way you can help me out, and definitely don't forget to leave a comment because I like to read what you have to say. In today's video, I'm going to discuss some things that you need to expect when you are divorcing a narcissist. When you're divorcing a narcissist, you're going to be at war, and it is absolutely crucial that you go into the divorce knowing what to expect, because if you don't go in with this knowledge, you're going to get steamrolled. So learn from some of my mistakes and go into this prepared and ready to win. The first thing that I want to discuss is that getting a divorce from a narcissist is a full body contact sport. You have to go in prepared for war. It's so unfortunate. I went into this really just wanting to bow out gracefully. I just wanted it over. I didn't want to fight. I went in completely unprepared. There were two things I especially wanted with this divorce. One, I wanted my freedom. I wanted freedom. I didn't want to be with this person anymore. He had already taken 20 years of my life. I also wanted full custody of our minor son. Now, my ex and I have been split up for several years. I've always had full custody of our minor son. He's not fighting me on that. I just wanted it legally. I wanted it, notarized by the court that I have full custody of our son. Those were the two things that I wanted. I was willing to negotiate and work with him on everything else. In fact, I asked for the least amount of things in everything. I asked for 50-50 on the house, 50-50 on retirement. I did ask for child support for our minor child because my ex stole money from him and I wanted to be able to pay him back. That was what happened. My ex agreed that he was going to pay $1,200 for our son's orthodontic care. So these were some things that happened, but I didn't go in ready to fight. I went in just wanting it over. I didn't go in prepared for war, and I ended up getting steamrolled in several areas. Most notably, because I went in asking for the minimum. I didn't want to fight him. I just wanted to be out, and I wanted custody of our son, and I wanted what was mine. That was it. That was all I wanted. Well, my ex didn't go in that way. You have to remember, never forget, no matter what the narcissist says, they hate you. You are their enemy, and they want their enemy to pay. Dr. Robert Hare refers to narcissists as intraspecies predators. So if you think of the narcissist this way, they're a predator. You are the prey. They want you to suffer no matter what it does to even them, their children. It doesn't matter. You are the target. They're going to go in ready to destroy. So if you're not properly prepared, you are going to get destroyed. One of the things that ended up happening with me is during the marriage, my ex hid thousands of dollars of credit card debt from me. I didn't know we had this debt. Because we're married. I didn't know he had charged all these credit cards. I wasn't even on the credit cards. I didn't charge any of it. I knew nothing about it. He knows this. However, what ended up happening is I am going to have to pay him $10,000 upon the sale of the house towards that credit card debt. So because I didn't go in, there's $10,000 right there. $10,000 that I can't help my family out with. $10,000 that I can't use towards my children in any way because I have to give it to my ex who makes six figures. Me, on the other hand, I'm starting a career after not working for almost 20 years. He knows these things. He knows it's not my debt. But he wants me to suffer. It doesn't matter if the kids suffer too, because he would look at it like, well, that's fine. We can get back together. Narcissists want you to pay. Go in there prepared. Think about it if it was real life. Somebody was going to fight you. You knew somebody was going to fight you, and they were going to have access to many weapons. You wouldn't show up wearing a sweatshirt. You know what I mean? You would show up ready to destroy. That's what you have to do. They want to hurt you. You have to protect yourself. You look at it like self-defense. Go in there prepared to fight. Once it's over, and you won't have to deal with it anymore. But starting off laying down is not the way to go. The second thing I'm going to discuss, and this came as a surprise to me, so maybe to some of you, maybe not, The narcissist is going to want to delay the divorce as long as possible. They don't want you to be free. This is their last amount of control, and they will use every advantage that they can. They don't want you to be free. They want you to suffer. And one way that they can cause you to suffer is to never let the divorce happen. Right now, I'm living in this limbo. So is Joe. We can't move forward the way we want to because our narcissist ex keep pushing things off. Joe's divorce has been going on for 2 years, and the court seems complicit in this. Joe had an agreement that was signed and notarized. Everything was agreed. She withdrew from that. Then she pushed it forward a few months because she needed to get a new attorney. Then that attorney quit, so she got another attorney, and this is pushing back, pushing back, pushing back. Now she's fighting on this. Now she wants a mediation, pushing back, pushing back, pushing back. All Joe and I do is we get these notices in the mail that says yet another court date. That's what happens. There's no end in sight. Dates don't apply to the narcissist. It doesn't matter. In my situation, my divorce should have been 2 to 3 months. I'm on month 8 right now. I had 2 mediations. One was in June, one was in July. I'm making this video in September. My ex still hasn't signed the paperwork from the things he promised in June. He promised to pay child support beginning the middle of June. He didn't pay it for 2 months and nothing happened. There are no repercussions. Nothing is binding. So I asked my attorney, I'm like, well, what can I do? Nothing's happening. We're just waiting around. All that my attorney is doing and all she can do is send more letters to his attorney, and his attorney is ignoring them. Nothing is happening and it doesn't matter. So I said to my attorney, well, can I do anything? This is what she said I could do. My only option is to take him to court. That's going to cost a minimum of $10,000 and more time, because then we have to get on the court list. We have to get a date. Then we have to have the trial. Then we have to get the judge's decision. Then after that, if he still doesn't do the things he's supposed to do, it has to go through the court again to make him do this. So it's a process. My attorney said, always it takes at least a year to get divorced in New Hampshire. Joe's on 2 years in another state, but these things drag on. Do not go in there thinking, all right, this is pretty simple. It's cut and dry. This will be over soon. They're going to want the divorce as much as I do. They just move on with their life. No, they don't. They want you to suffer. They want everybody to suffer, even if it hurts them. So you're not dealing with a rational being. You're not dealing with somebody that wants to work with you. You're dealing with somebody that wants to work against you. Despite how you feel, they look at you as the enemy. So don't forget that. Another thing that I want to discuss, and this is important as well, this is like a little thing not related to everybody, but to the right person, you're going to want to know this. Joe and I are both dealing with this. Joe and I both have full custody of our minor children. And when I say full custody, it's 365 days a year. There's 0 time with the other parent. However, despite that, they can still claim the child on taxes. Now, in my case, my attorney told me, so it's a little bit, I'm not quite sure with Joe, I'll tell you what's happening, but in my case, my ex, remember, he hadn't paid the child support, he wasn't paying it, and he suddenly started paying it. And then I get something from his attorney that said that he wants to claim our son on his taxes next year. Now, I thought that was ridiculous. He doesn't even see the child. But when I spoke to my attorney, she told me that if the other parent is up to date with their child support, they're allowed to do that. So be aware, just because you have full custody of your child doesn't mean that you automatically get to claim them on your taxes. Now, in Joe's situation, his child doesn't get child support. He has never done, she has never done anything for his son. But in his divorce papers, it still says that she gets to claim the child every other year. Be aware of this. Be aware of these little loopholes or things that the narcissist is going to try and go after. It's so important to have somebody knowledgeable about these divorces. For example, with me, my ex wanted to cut me off with health insurance, even though Massachusetts state law is that if you have a family plan on health insurance, the spouse automatically stays on it unless they get remarried or the person switches jobs. So he's trying to get out of paying child support. He didn't pay child support until he could claim our son on his taxes. He also was trying to get out of paying health care. I have to pay $10,000 towards his credit card debt. Bad things are going to happen if you don't go in prepared. The narcissist is your enemy. You have to fight them as an enemy. Don't go in acting like you can be a nice person and deal with it. The divorce is going to last forever. Dates mean nothing, and there's no enforcement of it. When things were going well with the mediation beginning in June, I had really high hopes that this was going to be over. But the reality is it couldn't be further from the truth. Don't get your hopes up. Prepare for bad things to happen. Hope for the future, because it will eventually happen. But when you're in the middle of it, going through it, expect delays. Expect them to lie to you. Expect the court not to enforce anything. Expect you to feel like you're going crazy. You will be in such a better position if you start this knowing these things up front. I hope this video helped you. Tell me in the comments, what are some things that surprised you about the divorce process? What happened to you? What are you doing? And I will continue to bring these topics up as they come up. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really do hope it helps somebody. I will be back on Monday with Joe, and I hope everybody has a wonderful 3-day weekend. God bless.